tonight. Hey, we're live. What do you know? We are live, up and running. Give me just a minute to get things functional here, guys. And we will get going tonight. There we are. Alright. If you guys get up, Alan Stroud, first comment out the box. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate you joining us. Oh, Real Fish 365. He said first. Okay, you were actually second, Real Fish. I'm sorry, buddy. Second's not bad. That's where I finished in the guide tournament. You finished second by the same margin that I did, less than half an ounce, Jack. You know what I'm saying? It hurts, I know, but you'll be all right, big dog. What up, Nick? Good to see you in here. Get a few people. Timmy Rhodes says he's headed to Forks Monday and Tuesday. Well, buddy, give me a shout this weekend, and we'll link up. We'll do lunch or something. We will be. I will be on the water as well myself Monday and Tuesday. It is going to be a beating, I'm sure, with all this dirty water. Holy cow! Look at all the people we have in here tonight. Oh my goodness gracious! Holy cow! That's a lot of people. Wow. Floored, humbled. Let's get this thing rolling. We got a really cool live stream tonight. I'm really going to, everybody say a quick prayer to the Wi-Fi gods that we hold up, because I got some good stuff for you tonight live. I got a big box over here from 6 Cents Lures. Got some stuff to show you guys in there. Got our top 5 baits, of course, Q&A as always. And I'm going to show you guys how I've been tweaking a couple things and how I'm going to tweak them for these extreme crazy conditions that we got going on right now. We've got basically a flooded, muddy lake right now with the gates wide open. It's insane. You want one of these hats right here? Somebody said they want one of these hats right here. Well, 6centslures.com. Punch in on the promo code, on the checkout page, punch in the promo code, Your Lake Fork Guide, all one word, all lowercase, for a 10% discount. And I appreciate you doing that. How far in advance do you have to book a trip with me? That's a very good question. Right now, we are full through April. We have dates starting in May. I have May the 1st and then May the 6th, and then scattered dates throughout the month of May that are available. But March and April are booked up. And I really appreciate that for all you guys who have been booking trips, man. That's awesome. It's that's about as much job security as a guy in my position can ask for right there. So, Guide in the Graph is a great purchase. There's somebody that has bought the Guide in the Graph. It's well worth the money, man. I put a lot of time and effort into that deal, and it's a pretty good deal. We got a new one coming up. I'm actually working on waypoints for March and April right now, developing those. I'm going to put. I've been working on for a couple weeks now. I'm going all in, all done. I'll have about 3 weeks worth of studying the map, studying, taking into consideration all the current conditions that we have going on. Trying to make sure that you guys are set up for March and April. When you buy that Guide in the Graph, it'll put you in the right position. So, is it going to be on the 10th through the 17th? Well, there'll be a full, really good pre-spawn bite going on, and there'll probably be some early bed fish going on during that time. It should be pretty good. Usually March is a good month, no matter what. So, sometimes you can have a couple, 1 or 2 tough days if you get one of those cold fronts, or a crazy rain event like we're having right now makes for a tough few days. But they usually get back in the swing pretty quick because they're ready, man. It's the time of year they're wanting to get their pre-spawn feed on and wanting to think about getting on a bed and all that good stuff. All right, so let's start out with a box of new baits. How about that? 6 Cents Lures, guys. Like I always say, you can go to 6centslures.com. On the checkout screen, you can punch in the code, Your Lake Fork Guide, all lowercase, all one word, and punch in that promo code, Your Lake Fork Guide, get a 10% discount on 6centslures.com. And right away, when I open this box up, I got to take this out because you think you like this hat right here? I like this hat right here. Got a little duck hunt deal on. Y'all see that? Mm-hmm. Pretty clean looking little hat right there. But I dubbed the cleanest hat in the fishing game right here. Look at that, boys and girls. Huh. Get them while they're hot. Get them while they're in stock. 6centslures.com. This hat will sell out very fast, I promise you. That is the baddest fishing hat that I've ever put my hands on, in my opinion. I love that thing right there. That's clean. Casey, you outdid yourself on this one, buddy. That one's awesome. You know what? We're going to just go on and put it on right now. I'm going to do like all the kids do. I'm going to leave the stickers and tags on it for now. How about that? Alright, so there we go. Brand new 6-inch lid right there. Bam. You can see how new it is because it still has the stickers on it. That's what the kids do these days, right? All you young folks out there. What y'all think? How's it look? Does it look alright? I like it. My fellow devil dog says it's time for a hindsight. Bro, I need a haircut in so many ways. I need a beard trim. The beard's getting a little scraggly. I need a haircut. You're right, dude. I do. I need to freshen it up. All right, let's get into the rest of this mess here. See what else we got new. So this is the Crush 100. These are equivalent to like a 2.5, and I got these two colors, and I went ahead and got them now. Here's the deal, guys. What's this color? This is Wild Shad right here. That's Wild Shad. So that's going to be a big key player for me during the shad spawn. That bait right there will catch bigger fish than just about anything else during a shad spawn. At the same time, we have a bluegill spawn that goes on in late April and on into May and sometimes even into June. And that bait right there is going to be my bluegill spawn bait. But that, this is the Crush 100 equivalent to kind of like the Strike King 2.5 for a reference on size, if you guys are familiar with that. But killer paint jobs. Like I said, everything 6-inch lures makes so good. Right there, bam. Doing it up right there. I got some more of these before they ran out of stock. We actually sold out of these. That's Tiger Truce. That's the bait that we did so good in the guys tournament on. Got some more of those reloaded myself. I'd only bought 3 the first time and was about to run out because I broke a couple off using them on guide trips, but got me some more. And I appreciate all you guys that went and bought those because now that color is sold out. So that's awesome, man. All right, let's see. Got those 2 new crankbaits, and I got a bunch of each. Swim jigs. Got me a little brim colored swim jig. A little bluegill colored swim jig, another post spawn type of deal. Actually, even when they start spawning, I'll use that a lot with the swim bait trailer, old smash tail trailer on it. Got me some more of my big 3/4 ounce Divine Hybrid jigs. These will be for dragging out deep on the main lake structure when we get into late April, early May. We just got all kinds of good. Oh, here it is. We got muddy water, right? Huh? I got a solution right there. This is called Cajun Crawl. And I guess this is going to kick me into, show you guys one more. I got another swim jig right there, shad spawn swim jig right there. But this is going to kick me into the one of the main topics for tonight. Tonight I want to talk about tweaking your lures. Changing things just slightly for these extreme conditions to help you get more bites. So here we go. Right now, here the last month, since December really, when I'm throwing a jig, this has been the deal right here. This little small profile compact black, blue, and purple jig right here. Trim the crawl way down. That's a Smash Tech Smash Crawl on there, by the way. Trim that down real nice and compact, black color like that. Well, now we got extreme conditions, extreme dirty water. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to trim the skirt at all. I'm going to leave the skirt full, and I'm not going to trim the crawl at all. I'm going to go to an electric blue crawl. I'm going to take this jig right out the package and thread that crawl in there. Give me just a second here. Okay, so now I have a bigger profile bait. I have some neon, some orange, and some chartreuse mixed in with my black and blue skirt right there. See there? And of course the electric blue on the bottom. These are colors that show up really good in that dirty, dirty water. Okay, and it's a bigger profile jig, so it's going to show up better. Now you can see the difference now, right? Pretty big difference right there in those two jigs as far as the size of profile and all that stuff. So that's kind of a modification that I'm going to make to my jig. Bigger, bulkier profile. It's going to move more water. These bright neon colors are going to show up better in that dirty water. But that color is called Cajun Crawl. Highly suggest that over the next couple weeks with the situation that we've got going on all over Northeast Texas with all this rain we've been having. So that's going to be a key player. That's one of my top 5 baits for this week right there. A little bit of tweaking, just a little bit of adjustment from what we've been doing. Now let's go on to some other top 5 baits. So, Tiger Truce. You guys saw Tiger Truce, right? Chartreuse on the belly, orange on the top. Beautiful little bait we've been catching a lot of fish on. Hey, they ran out on 6inchlures.com, and I was fishing the same areas day after day on guide trips, so I wanted to change to a different sound. So I got the Quake Thud, right? And I got that Quake Thud in the color Crawfish Crunch. And I'll show you right here on my laptop. I've got it pulled up. You guys can see how it kind of has like, that picture doesn't do it justice. The bottom of that bait is actually almost a white color. Like it's a very light hued tan color when you buy it. But what I did was I took a Spike It pin and juiced it up a little bit, and it's chartreuse on the bottom now. I don't know if that's showing up very good. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can see. Not showing up the best right now, but you know, when you first take that pin and put it on there, man, it's real bright, it's real chartreuse. And let me get that pin real quick and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Hold on, everybody. So everybody's heard of that Spike It dipping. Well, this is what I use right here. That's a Spike It pin. It's scented. I've got orange and I've got chartreuse. I can take this and I can color my plastics with it. I can color my crankbaits with it. I can put it on anything really. But it's got a scent to it for your plastics, and it's got that neon, those neon colors. And we all dip our tails, but this thing's real handy because you can get real exact with it, and you can use it on hard baits and stuff like I said. So there you go. That's another top 5 bait is the lipless crankbait with the chartreuse and the red. Good looking bait right there. Now, another top 5 bait that we talk about every week is the Movement 80X. Lava Truce is the color right now, guys. Chartreuse blackback is good too, still. Don't get me wrong, that's still fine, especially in dirty water. But you know, this has kind of been even a darker color that's been really good here lately. I can imagine it's just going to be even more better with the dirty water. Now, when I say it's going to be better, that doesn't mean I'm going to get more bites on it in dirty water. What that means is it's going to get a higher percentage of bites in dirty water. We're going to get less bites, guys. Just be prepared. This next week, less bites is a thing. That's what's going to happen. But the deal is making sure you're throwing the right baits, and that's why we're talking to you tonight. Make sure we got you on the right stuff so that as you're grinding it out, you're getting as many bites as possible under these extreme conditions. I got a chatterbait. Now, this skirt was given to me, and I've only got one of these skirts, so I'm going to have to find some more skirts that look like this. And I think Mr. Joe Spates has tweaked and customed out a new chatterbait for me. But wild looking chatterbait right there, right? 3/8 ounce chatterbait. Took what was a white one, tweaked it out and put that old orange and chartreuse and almost a fire tiger type skirt. But me and my boy Pat Stack, we fished a little bit the other day, and you guys will see it on video next week. We have named this one right here the Disco Biscuit. That is Disco Biscuit chatterbait right there. So that's a little bit of a Billy Lawson custom, but that's another top 5 bait for this week. You can see a pattern here in these really bright colors for this dirty water. And then the one other thing, and this is the first time I've ever done this, I've never put 2 different colors of the same type bait in the top 5, but I'm going to today. Black and blue chatterbait with a gold blade. That is dirty water key. You know, these are the 2 I'm going to throw. Those 2 chatterbaits I'm going to throw a lot right now. 3/8 ounce. Keep it up in the shallow water, guys, and keep it close to cover. That's the other big factor about fishing this dirty water is you got to be around hard cover. They're going to hug up to these stumps. They're going to get right on them. They're going to find something hard they can relate to. You know, think of it this way. If you were in a high school gymnasium and all the lights were on, you might be wandering around out in the middle of the floor trying to find your way out, just kind of cruising around, checking things out. If they come along and turn all them lights off and you're in that high school gymnasium and you can't see a thing, what are you going to do? You're going to hug up to them benches. You're going to find something hard that you can relate to and kind of feel where you're at. Well, basically what's going on in these fishes world is they have turned the lights out. They're going to get up next to something hard. They're going to want to be on something they can feel and relate to. So that's why the jig's going to be a key player. That movement ADX is going to be a key player because you can actually get and hit and contact those stumps. But even those chatterbaits, when you're fishing them, you want to be right next to them. Even the lipless crankbait, you're going to get hung up. That's part of it. But you want to have your baits for the next few days around as many stumps, hard cover as possible. So, big key for muddy water right there. They tend to push a little shallower, and they tend to get right next to hard cover. All right, there's top 5 baits. Showed you how we're tweaking some of these things, adding a little color to them, changing a little jig color, making jigs a little bigger, a little bit of tweakage. Hey, if you guys like tweaking the bait tips, stuff like that, let me know. I'm thinking about doing a Guides Network episode on just a bunch of different ways that I tweak different baits to get a few more bites out of them. If you'd like to see a Guides Network episode, let me know in the comments tonight, please. All right, now let's get on some questions. I'm going to try to start from the top and work down. How about that bed fishing weather today? Little Caney's in the house. Appreciate it. Coming to Fort May, the first time on March 9th, May, get the guiding graph to beat you, but hey, it'll help you, brother. You'll be around some good fish. You use that guiding graph. I can promise you that. First timer, Brian Proctor, first timer. We appreciate you, brother. Glad you're joining us tonight. Let's see. Somebody sent me a picture of 9 point. Oh, you know what? I did see that, dude. Hey, here's the next thing I want to talk to you guys about. If you guys are sending me messages, phone calls, emails, texts, I'm not getting to all of them right now. And I apologize. We're just at that busy time of year where I'm always on the water, and then I'm always producing video content, and now I'm always selling product to the site store. It's very awesome and humbling, but it's overwhelming at times. I try to get to as many of you as I can, and I will eventually, hopefully, get to all of you, and I apologize if it's taken me a long time to get back with you, or if I'm not getting back with you at all. I'm really sincerely sorry. I'm burning it as fast as I can, trying to get to all of you guys, so my apologies for that, but it's been an awesome pre-spawn period. I can't wait to see where this whole year takes us, because the guide business is doing really well, the retail business is doing really well, and you guys are the reason why, and I really appreciate it, all the contact that y'all are sending me, and I try to get to every one of them. But that 9.12, I did see the picture. I meant to get back with you, and it, just got so many other messages slipped my mind. Congratulations on that, brother. That was an awesome fish that he caught. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something about maybe the chatterbait and going real slow. Maybe 6 cent lures. One of the 6 cent lures that we recommended, he picked up, started fishing it, and caught a PB 9.12. That's an awesome fish, man. Congratulations. How far has the lake come up? The lake's a little over full right now. They've got the gates wide open. They're gonna keep the gates open until they drop it back down to around full pull or even a few inches below. That's their MO. That's what SRA does with Lake Fork every time it gets over full. So it is over full pull right now. Juan Herrera, that's awesome. Thank you, sir. 6 cent lures are the bee's knees. Give away my old hat? I've actually, man, I can't. There's no way. I've actually got a buddy that's been killing me wanting to get that hat, get his hands on that hat for a while. So if I was going to give it away, I'd have to give it to him. What do I think is going to be good for baits? We kind of colored that. We covered that already. Somebody said they used the code this week for thuds and jigs. I appreciate that. I'm trying to get through all these comments. Wow, this is overwhelming. You guys are awesome. Gary G, first timer, loving this channel. We give great info for catching bass. Keep showing those little tricks. Awesome. Thank you very much, Gary G. We'll do it. Keep up the good work, Tanner. I appreciate that, Tanner. Somebody says, I feel like, do I hunt? I don't, actually. That's the ironic thing. I've got a duck hunting hat, and I don't even hunt anymore. I used to hunt a lot. I grew up hunting a lot, but I don't hunt anymore. Just, man, I'm all about that bass. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about that bass, no catfish. That's right. What do the fish do in all this water? Move up, but if rain drops, water temp, are you better fishing deeper fish? So these conditions that we have right now, toughest conditions in bass fishing. Rising, cold, dirty water is absolutely the worst conditions for bass fishing. Because exactly what you're saying, it puts them in a weird situation. Rising water and dirty water drives them shallow. Cold water, not so much. Cooling trends, they tend to pull back out. So they get kind of caught somewhere in between. For me, I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to go to one extreme or the other. I'm definitely not going to, them fish that are in between, I'm not going to fool with them. They're going to be hard to catch. I'm going to go really shallow around really hard cover and bang the heck out of that hard cover and be methodical with it. Or I'm going to go really deep. And I'm going to look for those fish that are the least affected by this change that are still out deep. Remember, guys, there's always, especially on Lake Fork and most of East Texas, there's always fish shallow and there's always fish deep and there's good fish in both. So I'm going to go to one extreme or the other. I'm not going to fool with anything in between. I'm either going to go to very deep creek channel bends or very deep main lake structure where the fish aren't as affected by the new water, or I'm going to go extremely shallow where those fish have pulled up because of the rising dirty water and beat on those. I'm going to, I haven't fished the last couple of days because of the weather, and I'll be off the water for a couple more days because of, different things off the water and trying to get the guide and the graph ready for March and all that good stuff. But when I get back on the water, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to figure out, and I'm going to do both of those. I'm going to fish, very deep in main lake. I'm going to fish very shallow and very far back, and I'm going to try and figure it out as I go. And that's the best you can do. It's a couple different options, and eliminating it down to that before you get out there is a good game plan. Then you just go grind it out and pay attention to everything, every little detail. So. Line size on fork right now. Well, line size is predicated on technique. On my chatterbaits, I use 50-pound braid. That's mostly for getting it out of grass efficiently. On my traps, I use 30-pound braid. Same thing, getting it out of grass. On the jigs, I'm throwing 20-pound fluorocarbon all the time. So it really depends on your technique, honestly. What's my PB? What did I catch it on? And where? So I always have to put a disclaimer out there on my PB because I have helped many people catch bigger fish than my own PB. My boat had 4 10-pounders in it last year, 2 of which were on camera, and I didn't catch any of them. So I'm better at helping others catch fish. I mean, that's my job. I'm a guide. Once we catch 1 or 2 fish on a technique, I usually don't touch it the rest of the day, and I let the customers fish it, most days, so I don't get as many opportunities. But my PB is a 10.1 ounce bass that is one of the first videos on the channel. You can actually go back, way back in history, and see that fish catch on here. And I caught it on a Okeechobee craw colored jig with a LFT flipper trailer. And I was punching grass with it. So, yep, couple 3, 4 years ago, whenever it was. But yeah, that's how I caught it. Let's see, let me catch back up here. If it's blowing 20 to 30, yeah, if it's blowing like it has been, like the last couple of days, we haven't been able to fish deep at all the last few days I was on the water because it was blowing 30 miles an hour. So we had to stay shallow. So if it's blowing come Monday, Sunday, when I'm back on the water, then obviously I'm going to be shallow, and there's nothing I can do about that. That's just, it is what it is. Toledo rising but warming up. Yeah, so the good news is, guys, that all this, we're talking about kind of the end of the world as we know it as far as for the next week or so. In the long run, all this fresh water is very, very good for bass fishing. This will create a very good, it won't be as easy to sight fish for them and catch them during the spawn, but it'll be healthier for the fishery. A higher percentage of fry will survive, and this will be the 4th year in a row that we've had a good fry recruitment coming out of the spawn. So this is very good for long-term outlook, it's just not going to be very good for about a week. And we can deal with that, right? That just is what it is. And if that's the week that you plan to trip to Fort, it sucks, and I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Somebody says, I noticed some people some people throw the mag Clown 9 square bill on 20-pound mono so the bait would not go as deep. Yeah, throw that big mag square bill. If you want it to not dive as deep, the bigger line that you throw, the higher in the water column it will stay, because of the line diameter creates more resistance. Mike Powell says, I have heard that if the dam is releasing water on Lake Fork, the bass turn off. Do you think that's true? No. I don't think they necessarily turn off. I know everybody's going to kill me over that. I've caught fish when they're released in water. It's no problem. The deal is, it often comes along with sudden changes. Like when they open those gates, is often directly after a sudden change like we're experiencing now. Anytime there's a sudden change, those fish adjust. Their whole world changes. And so those fish change, and people can't catch them the way they were catching them, and then they say, well, they're not biting. It's not that they're not biting. You just have to adapt to them. They're behaving differently. They still have to eat something every day. We just got to, it's our job to find them. Now, maybe it makes it a little tougher because it spreads them out more. That's a deal. That's a real thing. The more spread out the fish get, the harder it is to catch a bunch of them. But they'll still bite. I mean, you just got to figure out, it creates a current flow these fish aren't used to, so they reposition. It creates water level change, fluctuation these fish aren't used to. For the most part, the water level in Lake Fork is very, very stable. So when it starts jumping and then sinking, it changes things for them, repositions them. They behave differently, but they still have to eat, guys. It's not fish aren't going to not eat because there's current going on. As with anything, most of our issues with catching bass is right up here. Those bass are not smart. Yeah, they get pressured on fork. They're Florida strain. They're a little more finicky, but they're not smart animals. They're going to eat every day. It's up to us to figure out how to present something they can react to. And we usually spin ourselves out more than they are outsmarting us. When will March and April be ready for the guide and the graph? March 1st. So on March 1st, we will have everything changed on the website. If you place an order for guide and the graph on March 1st, you will get the March and April map chip. So that's when that's going to be released. Any Toledo trip planned this year? That's from Timmy Rhodes. Tim, ZW's got a Toledo trip planned, a little quick, I think like a 3-day or over a long weekend or something. I can't make it. I already had booked up all my weekends for guide trips without thinking about it, so I'm actually not going to get to go to Toledo this spring, but you might reach out to ZW if you want to get down there with them, Timmy. I know they're looking for a hand with another boat anyway, so holler at old Z. I bet he'll fix you up on that. How do I feel the end of March fishing conditions will be on Lake Fork? I think the last week of March and the first week of April will be the peak of the spring. I think it'll be as good as it gets. It's full moon on March 31st. That's going to suck a lot of big fish up there shallow, and they're going to start bedding up and be on beds around that time. So last week of March, first week of April, I couldn't hand pick any better time to go to Lake Fork. How long does the spike it pin last on hard baits? Well, I would say just because it's so simple, there's no need to not. I mean, I've noticed this one right here is faded. That's been a couple days ago since I used it. It's not quite as bright, but the camera wasn't doing it justice. In real life, looking at it right now, I'm sitting here looking at it right down there. It's still very chartreuse, but no sense. You could just refresh it every day. It takes 10 seconds, so no problem right there. Have a little arts and crafts project time on the boat right there when you get started for your day, and just color it up, brighten it up a little bit. Tips on how you tie knots on fluorocarbon and keep it from breaking off. I know how to tie it real tight, but have broke off and lost a few big ones. Yes, I can. Is that a Your Lake Fork Guide merch? Is what a your the hat? This hat is 6 Sense Lures. I just got it in, but I'm excited because I think that's about the most BA fishing hat I've ever seen in my life right there. So I'm pretty jacked up about that. See it? Right there. Banging hat right there. I'm loving that hat. What do I suggest for the coffee colored water and fish on stumps? Well, that jig, what was it, right here? Bam. Cajun Craw 6 Sense Lures, hybrid jig, electric blue smash craw for a trailer. Do not trim the skirt. Do not trim the craw. Here's the one we've been fishing. It's trimmed up nice and compact. And here's the one I'm going to be fishing now. So you can see the difference there. Big difference. Bigger profile, brighter colors. That's what I suggest for fishing that coffee colored water. Can I get the chip when I come down there? Yeah. So if you want to buy the map chip when you come down here, just give me a text or something before you get down here and we'll get you fixed up. Make sure that we get one in your hands, okay? At Fisherman's Cove, no, they don't sell them at Fish. They don't even have a retail store at Fisherman's Cove anymore. But I'll get you fixed up. We'll get one in your hands when you come down. That's no problem. Hey, we got a seminar tomorrow night, guys. Don't want to fail to mention that, but we have a seminar tomorrow night at Lake Fork Marina. Hey, somebody asked about my PB. The jig I caught it on was an Impact Lures jig. Back in the day when they first came out, I was using a lot of those. I actually caught my PB on an Impact Lures jig. And guess who's going to be at our seminar tomorrow night? Mr. Mark Pack, the designer of Impact Lures, of the Impact jig and all that stuff. He's going to be there. All-time Lake Fork legend Mark Pack's going to be speaking tomorrow night. He's done a lot of things. He actually helped invent tungsten weights back in the day. I mean, he's just a very innovative guy, created so much in the fishing industry. He's an all-timer. So if you get a chance to come out tomorrow night at 6 p.m., Lake Fork Marina, listen to all-time legend like Mark Pack speak. It'd be a great opportunity to learn something for absolutely free. We'll be right there in the tackle store at Lake Fork Marina. So come see us. I will have Guiding the Graph map chips there. So if you're wanting one for this weekend for Bass Champs and you hadn't had a chance to get your hands on one, come see me tomorrow night, and we'll get you a map chip at Lake Fork Marina. Garmin is now available. We have Garmin on the site available for the Guiding the Graph. So if you're waiting on the Garmin deal, it's up and ready to go. So get in there and get you a Garmin version ordered. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Which waypoint on the Guide to the Graph would be a good place to start this weekend? Well, I hesitate to tell you any one waypoint because there's been so much change. Like I said, I would go to, within the Guide to the Graph, I would pick grass flats. And honestly, I would try to pick the grass flats that are in the smaller coves, not the big creeks. You'll see on there, some of those waypoints on grass flats are in the back of a major creek. Some of them are in the back of smaller type pockets. Those smaller pockets are going to tend to get less flow, less water coming in this week. I would focus on the smaller pocket grass flats, and then I would focus on the deeper, closer to the main lake creek channel bends that I could find marked on there as well. Hey, I'll tell you another one that'll be good. Some of those pond dams, there might be some fish using some of those pond dams that went shallow and pulled back out with all this craziness happening. You might check some of those pond dam waypoints. I know that's a lot, and I really didn't narrow it down for you, but hopefully that helps. I'm going to have to start over as well. It just is what it is. When things change this fast, there's never a definite in fishing, and there dang sure ain't one this week, you know. Somebody says, surface temp in Bama is over 60. Do you think they will wait one more month? No, they will not wait. They've got a moon phase coming up next week. They got a full moon next week. If you've got 60-degree water, you will have, if it stays, if it maintains at 60 and it doesn't drop back down, when that full moon comes, you'll have a good wave of fish start bedding right now. They won't wait. Water may be dirty. You may not be able to see them, but they will bed if the water temp is 60 degrees and they get a full moon. Guaranteed. How do you text me? 903-519-1542. 903-519-1542. Text me, call me anytime. Except for right now while I'm live, because I'm on my phone. So don't do it right now. Wait till I'm done. How important is it to be in the right area of the lake? Can I spend all day in ray or mustang or wolf and eventually find them and catch them on Sunday? No. Different sections of the lake are patterning very differently, as is custom to this time of year, and that'll happen throughout the spring, because the northern end of the lake, those fish are further along. Those fish are closer to spawning, so they're going to be positioned in such a way. And then as we progress through the spring, those fish will be post-spawn, while we'll still have fish spawning down there in Cheney and Ray, Little Caney, the mouth of it, all that type of stuff. Those fish will be spawning all the way out till like May. And some of those fish up north will be way post-spawn by then. So it's important to be in the right area of the lake. There's fish all over the lake that can be caught. You just have to be cognizant of water temps, water color, trends, and what phase should those fish be in according to those three things. So it is very important to be in the right area of the lake as far as doing the right type of techniques in that area of the lake. I hope that makes sense. Are there any seminars between March 1st and 5th? Well, tomorrow is, I don't even know what tomorrow is. What's tomorrow? Somebody has the 23rd. So 14 days after that, there'll be a seminar, another seminar at Lake Fork Marina. We do them every 2 weeks. So I think March 1st through 5th, we're going to miss it. Let's see, 23rd, 5th. Yeah, we're not, no seminar March 1st through 5th. Sorry, guys. Do I ever throw big swim baits? Yes, I do throw big swim baits. Throw them a lot. Actually, it's, until this rain came, I was starting to actually have one tied on up there somewhere, and I was going to start throwing it, and I had been throwing it a little bit, just kind of experiment with it. I had a couple nose punch it, none commit to it yet, but I was getting ready to start throwing it every day. Now this dirty water, new water is going to change things, but definitely throughout the spring I throw them, and I really love throwing them in the fall. And sometimes I even get on a little kind of sneaky summertime shallow bite with a big swim bait out here too. What ends of the lake warm up faster in Texas? Well, it's not Texas. The shallower end of the lake, whatever the shallow end is, if the lake flows north to south, then the north end is typically going to be shallower, and it's going to warm up faster. But it doesn't have anything to do with north, south, east, or west. The shallower sections of the lake will warm up faster than the deeper sections. Less water volume takes less heat to warm. So, there you go. Will the fish that have been deep this winter be up shallow this weekend? Probably not. No, there's still going to be a lot of... the beautiful thing about Fork, I've said this already once tonight, and I say it all the time, there's always deep fish. It could be that first week of April when I'm talking about all the fish are bedding. There'll be some bass out deep that you can target if that's what you wanted to do, and that's what you're comfortable doing and you're good at it. There's deep fish to be had. Same thing being said in August, there's shallow fish to be had. That's just the beauty of Lake Fork. It's a very diverse fishery that is capable of holding quality fish in all depths all the time. So, man, we did a long one tonight, guys. We went after it. So you guys went in hard. There's probably the biggest crowd we've ever had live, and I can't say thank you guys enough. Hey, we got these hoodies on the website. If y'all want to get you one of those hoodies right there, order up. If you guys need any service work done on your boat, I highly recommend. I know it's backwards, but that says Nautical Mile Marine. They're in Tyler, Texas. Man, they are phenomenal with service in your boat. They sell Skeeter bass boats, and they're a great sales team as well. So check them out if you need anything done on your rig. Get a hold of them guys. And your Lake Fork Guide code on 6-inch lures. One more time, plug that. You can punch in the code, your Lake Fork Guide, on the checkout screen under Enter a Promo. Punch in your Lake Fork Guide and get a 10% discount on all purchases. Get you one of these before they're gone, because that hat right there, whoo boy, I'm telling you. And I'd love to tell you to get some Tiger Truce. Get some of these Tiger Truce baits in your hands, but guess what? they already gone. So good job to you guys for buying all those out. I highly recommend getting you some of these, guys. When the bait spawns come around, the shad spawn and the bluegill spawn, you're going to want these. Crush 100X. That's wild shad. I can't remember the name of that. Casey, I got to start learning the names better. He has so many awesome colors that I often forget them. But if you'll give me just 1 second, I will tell you the name of this bait right here. Hang on just a second. Let me find this in here. Spring bluegill. Perfect. That's it. Spring bluegill for the spring bluegill spawn. Get your hands on some of those. Somebody said they catch him. Ben Show right at the end. What's up, B-Law? Hey, what's up, Ben Show? We appreciate you. Thank you, Mojo. Thank each and every one of you guys. You guys are so awesome, man. I mean, I say it all the time, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I know we don't have the biggest fan base on this channel, but I firmly feel like we have the best. The ones who are most serious about the sport, most serious about helping each other catch more fish and loving our fellow man. And that's what really matters at the end of the day. We all just looking for that next bite, and we all just looking to, hopefully, we're all looking to love our fellow man. And when you can, share that word of God. We don't talk about it a lot on this channel, but I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for God. There's no doubt that He has put me on the path that I'm on. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be in my life. And it's only because I finally stopped being an idiot and opened up my heart and my mind and listened to the good book and listen to His word and try to follow it the best of my ability. I'm not a very good Christian, but I am a Christian. I kind of suck at it at times. I fail, just like we all do. But that's important to me. If you guys don't know, my faith and what I believe is very important to me. And if anybody out there ever wants to talk about anything like that, you can hit me up anytime. If I can't help you, I certainly know some people that are very well educated in the Christian faith and very good people, good men that do it for the right reasons in the right way. So anything we can ever do for you on that front, please let us know as well. But hey, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys so much. Love all you guys. We got a fun video coming out next week. We didn't catch a lot of big fish. We had some foul weather, some super windy weather. But we got a fun video coming up on Monday, so check that out. I'm going to try to go live at the seminar tomorrow. If you can be there, come see me at Lake Fork Marina at 6 p.m. Listen to the legend, Mark Pack, talk about bass fishing under these crazy conditions that we're being faced with. So that'll wrap it up for tonight. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide.